Well, okay, I'm really excited about this piece. So this is a 36-inch tall, stately black garden tutor. Yes, it is a stability, right, for your plants, but it's brand new today and a lot of great uses because, of course, that's what Linda is known for. You're going to get these stakes, your metal constructed tower that's weather, rust, and fade resistant. It's brand new today. So it could be for some of your vining plants, but wow, is this going to add dramatic height? It's M81088. I can't wait to hear some of Linda's ideas. But Linda, I have two black pots, tall black pots that flank my front door. And sometimes it just feels like I need more height and interest. And I thought two of these on that would be perfect. So tell me why you added these to the collection and kind of how they work.
Well, I had in my former home, I had a brick wall and I had 3 gorgeous urns that ran up and down that brick wall. And I had tutors in all of them. And I depending on the season, I would grow one thing or another up those tutors. So if it's in a shady location, definitely consider shade-loving plants like ivies or maybe Carolina jasmine would be beautiful. But it would also be wonderful to climb something that was flowering up this. So I've got a gorgeous clematis right here that would be absolutely beautiful and very, very statuesque. The nice thing is it gives a quality of, I think, permanence and stature to something that could otherwise just be a little bit ho-hum.
Right.
And it's very weatherproofed. The other thing that I love about it is for easy storage, it comes in 3 different sections. So you can divide the sections and you can either increase the height or reduce the height based on the scale of what your planting is. And I found that kind of flexibility to just be invaluable, particularly if you have a courtyard garden or an apartment garden, you garden on your terrace out back. You don't have a lot of storage space, but you want something that's really, really high drama. This is simply perfect for that.
Well, and I think that's such a good point. It adds the high drama. It adds the height and the interest, whether it's on the patio, whether you're framing. Honestly, Linda, even if I didn't necessarily have the plants that, wandered up it, I still think it alone is really beautiful on a pot. And then maybe some things are spilling over the bottom.
Yeah.
I think you could even take some faux things and use the trellis too if you're using it indoors.
Right. It has great architectural interest.
Yes.
It has great structural interest to them. And then if you think outside the box, the ones that I had in my urns, I did in the fall, I would put a small pumpkin on top, a medium-sized pumpkin in the bottom, and then in the middle, and then at the bottom, a larger-sized pumpkin. I could fit them in through the sides. And then what I did is I just would cascade berries, nandina berries, bittersweet, things like that. And it was really, really gorgeous.
Linda, could I do this? Here's the urn. Let me take the stakes out. Does this give me some drama and height? Can I set this here? That's kind of cool.
That looks absolutely beautiful.
And look at all the texture, right? I mean, the design itself, first of all, your urn is absolutely beautiful. But maybe you have a pot or something that's just a little lackluster. You add this and the architecture design. I mean, now I feel like I'm walking through those gardens in Paris, right? I mean, it really is beautiful.
Yes. And how I just love this concept. I just thought of it. There are so many beautiful gray trailing plants. And wouldn't it be beautiful to have some of those growing up in this really modern kind of classic way? I think that could be just absolutely spectacular, or have something very tall in the center that comes up dramatically, and then there's some kind of soft element that spills out over the side. It can be used in so many different ways, but like you say, it gives presence to a garden.
Right, no matter what it is.
No matter what it is in and of itself, it's easy easy and elegant.
You're gonna get 3 too of the stakes. So if you are staking it right into the ground, you can have that confidence too. Here's the thing, the diameter, the height's 36 inches. The diameter itself, it's 8¼ inches. So it's not taking up that space. You don't need to have a ton of width. You could have a rather small and compact garden bed and still get that wow factor and a ton of inches. I have a neighbor, Linda, who loves to garden. She had this like small, just square little plot, right? She probably had one of the most interesting spaces in the entire garden. So you don't necessarily need a lot of space to do it, right? It's just being thoughtful. And I think adding something like this for those vining plants. I'm training for a long run, Linda, and I loved when there's an area that I run past and I could smell all the honeysuckles. And I'm originally born in Louisiana. And so when we would go and do a crawfish boil in the neighborhood, and all the kids would go play in the big open field, it was like there was honeysuckles lining the fence, and it just brings me back to my childhood. And so I kept thinking, you know what, I should really have honeysuckles, but they vine up. So something like this could be so pretty.
Think what a climbing jasmine would do on this. And the other thing we always talk about, getting in multiples, if you have 3 of these running in your raised garden bed in the back, filled with pole beans and different kinds of vegetables, it would be uber charming.
Yeah. Oh, my husband and I used to grow snap peas, and that was so fun. None of them ever made it home because we would always eat them. We had like a community garden, so it's a few blocks from the apartment. And so we'd go and, a lot of times the rabbits took what was in the garden, but we would get our snap peas. They never were interested though in the jalapenos and the onions. Go figure.
Well, that's okay because I'm interested in those.
Right, thank you. We'll share, yeah. But for $39, I love your idea of a couple. Get the 3 for your vegetable garden, anything that you have that's vining, $39 to get this home. Or I'd say $13 on an easy payment. So break up those payments, especially if you're picking up on more than one. We'll ship it out to you with that first payment, and then you just have the remaining 2 to take care of. 36 inches in height to get this one home. Okay, so we've got something else coming up that I want to show you that I think you're really gonna like, especially if you love your indoor plants. I guess indoor, outdoor, of course, but I think if this is a big problem solver.